Welcome to the Celebrity Bucket List presented by Dwayne Reed of the Walgreens family. Each week we take a celebrity, we find out what inspires and motivates them, and through their bucket list we fulfill their dreams.
We're alive!
If I want a bucket list, this is my bucket list.
Sunlight and strawberry bubble gum.
It's a hit. Love me till my heart starts. Love me till my heart starts.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Celebrity Bucket List presented by Dwayne Reed of the Walgreens family. We're in Boston, Massachusetts, and we have a chance to meet Mike Eruzione, captain of the 1980 gold medal winning U.S. Olympic hockey team. Today marks the 34th anniversary of Mike's game-winning goal against the Russians in the 1980 Olympics. Mike feels he's done everything he wants to do. For his bucket list, he wants to showcase how his friends, family, and community made him the person he is today. Here he is. Hey. Mike, good to see you.
Scotty, how you doing?
I'm good.
Nice to see you.
Well, we're here. BU.
Welcome to Walter Brown.
Boston University's a pretty special place for you.
Oh, it's a great place. Where it kind of all started for me. I mean, high school was important, prep school was important, but I think everything really kind of fell into place when I had the opportunity to come here.
I want to get into how you picked BU or BU picked you.
It's kind of an amazing story.
And how your family played an important role in that aspect too. Let's go.
Okay.
Mike, walk me through how you picked BU.
No, I didn't pick BU. You know, when I was in high school, I played football, hockey, and baseball, and probably played more baseball in my life than I played any sport. So I wanted to play 3 sports in college. My hope and dream was to go to University of New Hampshire and play hockey, football, and baseball. And unfortunately, the hockey coach, I guess, didn't quite think I was a good enough player. And the mistake I made was I put all my eggs in one basket thinking, I'm going to go to UNH. The football coach liked me, the baseball coach liked me, but so I had no place to go to school. I got a call from a friend of mine. It was probably mid to late July, and they had a summer league game, and they needed some players. And they asked me if I would play. And I said, sure, you need some guys, I'll play. So I ended up playing in the game. As it turned out, the guy refereeing the game was a guy named Jack Parker. Now, Jack Parker was the assistant coach at Boston University. So after the game was over, Jack called me in. He goes, well, we have a kid from Canada that decided not to come. We have a scholarship available. Would you like to come to BU? And I went, really? I said, wow. You know, BU's coming off back-to-back national championships, a pretty, you know, one of the best college programs in the country. So I met with Jack the next day, ended up at BU, and I ended up leading the team in goal scoring that year, and then everything kind of took off from there.
You know, obviously you're here, you're focused on college, like any other college
Right,
student.
right.
But your family is such an integral part. I mean, and all the other kids probably that reflect on thinking back in their college experience, your family is a part of their life too.
Right, yeah, I've always said my role models were my mother and father. You know, my dad worked hard, he worked 3 jobs, my mother stayed home. In those days, mothers could stay home.
Right.
So I always knew when I was coming home from school there'd be food on the table and my mother to be there for me. And when I was in college, every game you knew they were going to be here. And many times, even after practice, my roommate and I would hop on the train and go home. And my mother would cook us dinner, and then we'd come back to the dorm. And then a few days later, it might be 3 or 4 more guys coming back to the house. And my mother loved it. She loved, you know, like all Italian mothers, she loved cooking for as many people as we could.
You're kind of like the leader of your team. You brought them all to your house.
Right, right.
Is that a role that you've always had?
Well, just being myself. I think, you know, it's kind of the way you're brought up. You know, I remember after the Olympics, somebody did an interview with me. And my mother was sitting at the table, and the guy said, you must be proud of your son. And my mother, without batting an eye, said, I'm proud of all my children. And I thought that was a great answer, because that's kind of the way I was brought up. Family is important, friends are important, how you treat people. I never felt I should be any different than anybody. Yeah, because I happen to play hockey, that's one thing. But as a person, that's more important to me than whether I scored a bunch of goals or won a bunch of championships.
Now today, we're going to go to your hometown, get a chance to see your family. And also, you're going to take us to different places that were important to you and your family growing up, that made you who you are. That's what makes your bucket list kind of like an active, functional place.
Well, you're going to be in for a real treat.
Coming up,
It kind of changed. It would be, who's that guy? And I go, that's Michael Eruzione. That's Mike's father. That's Mike's father.
was that the transition point?
Yeah, it was great. I used to bust him on my dad all the time.
The Celebrity Bucket List is brought to you by Walgreens at the corner of happy and healthy. Pure Leaf. Tastes like real brewed iced tea because it is. Applied Nutrition for healthy weight management. Aquafresh Extreme Clean Toothpaste. Upgrade your feeling of clean. Mucinex. Mucinex in, mucus out. Find yours strong in Saucony Footwear and Apparel.
Only the best music.
Here is a track from Out of Sight.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true, yeah.
Are you looking for stronger nails and more vibrant hair? Do you want a solution that works from the inside out? Then try Longer, Stronger Hair and Nails from Applied Nutrition. This anti-aging formula now boasts 3 times the biotin to help enhance the strength and luster of dry, brittle nails, plus collagen, silica, and a wide spectrum of beautifying nutrients. Our liquid soft gels ensure that key ingredients are delivered into your system fast. Try Longer, Stronger Hair and Nails today and help restore that youthful vitality.
How would you feel if someone you know upgraded your toothpaste to the unique germ-killing bubbles of Aquafresh Extreme Clean?
Babe.
Oh, hi, what are you doing?
You noticed I switched the toothpaste?
I did.
What did you put in this toothpaste?
A whole lot of really small bubbles.
Little light bubbles.
It's foaming up.
Super clean, icy clean.
I like it.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Whatever this is, let's keep getting it.
Try Aquafresh Extreme Clean for yourself and see how the germ-killing bubbles give you a feeling of clean unlike any other. Aquafresh Extreme Clean.
When your worst symptoms hit you from all sides, blame mucus.
Game time. Let's have a little fun. Nail sinus pressure. Sore throat cough combo. Chest congestion bonus. Multi-symptom, yes.
Mucinex Fast Max Liquid relieves your worst symptoms with the mucus-busting power of Mucinex and maximum strength medicines.
Game's over.
Mucinex in, mucus out. And now new Mucinex Fast Max Nighttime. Symptom relief that helps you get to sleep.
Nighttime too? We can't win.
Love me till my heart starts.
All right, now you're in for a real treat. This is one of my special places. A lot of great memories with my dad and I. My dad worked here at Santaprio's for pretty close to 50 years. He used to shine shoes in front of Santaprio, so you're going to enjoy it. Great pizza.
What's your favorite?
Now it's the white garlic, but then when I was a kid, it was cheese pizza.
I'm ready to
Let's
eat.
go in and try it.
Mike, tell me about Santaprio's.
How much time do we have? It's just a great place. I kind of grew up here in many ways. My dad worked here. My dad actually shined shoes in front of Santaprio's as a kid. The restaurant's right now 110 years old. My dad's 92 years old, so you can see he'd been coming here for a long time. He actually grew up just on that side over there, and my mother grew up behind him. So my dad lived in one house and my mother lived in the other, and their porch is like kind of abutted. So, you know, he worked here, he hung around here. Like I said, he shined shoes here. And he used to bring me here all the time. It was part of the tradition of the family. Myself, my brother, once in a while my sister, but very rarely because my mother didn't let my sisters go with my dad to Santaprio's. And a lot of times I'd come in on a Saturday and sweep underneath the chairs, and there was sawdust in those days, and underneath the bar stools and stuff, and whatever little money I could find, I could keep. You know, so you might make $1 or $1.50, and then I'd sit at the end of the bar and order a pizza or chips and Coke, and my dad would do his business, hang with his buddies, and then eventually, you know, go home, and it was a constant. And I would come in here, and I'd sit at the end of the bar by myself with a bag of chips and a Coke, and someone would always say, "Who's that kid?" And they go, "That's Jeep's kid." And whenever my dad bowled, he bowled up the street, and I used to go all the time when he bowled. I would be the scorekeeper, and they'd always say, "Who's that kid over there?" "That's Jeep's kid." And it was funny, after the Olympics, it kind of changed. It would be, who's that guy? And it goes, that's Michael Eruzione, that's Mike's father. That's Mike's father.
Was that the transition point?
Yeah, it was great. I used to bust them on my dad all the time. And as a waiter here, I have pictures, autographed pictures that I send out to people. My dad used to keep a stack behind the bar. And when people found out that he was my father, he would sign, literally, Jeep Eruzione, Mike's dad.
Here you go, Mike. Here's your slices.
Michael, thank you, buddy. I told you, best pizza around. You're gonna love it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Enjoy.
And then where are we going next?
Now I'm gonna take you to the reality side of my life. Back to Winthrop, see where I grew up, see my family, see my friends, see the little town that's a pretty special place for me.
Coming up.
What are you doing here?
Oh, they told me to come in and Daddy tell some stories about you. I told them I don't have any.
What's happening?
The Celebrity Bucket List is brought to you by Discover Brookside, Super Beta Prostate to support healthy urinary flow and function, Lindt Chocolate Beyond Compare, Goody Ouchless, America's #1 elastic, Respect for the Game. For more information on the show, please log on to Facebook / The Celebrity Bucket List.
Hi, I'm Joe Theismann, and no matter what stadium I'd broadcast from, I would always have to find the closest bathroom, just in case I had that sudden urge to go. My prostate was giving me fits. Fortunately, I found Super Beta Prostate. What a difference it's made in my life. Now I don't have to go to the bathroom as often, and I usually sleep through the night, waking up refreshed and ready to tackle anything. So if you're tired of waking up so often at night to go, or just tired of not enjoying those special moments in your life, try a bottle of Super Beta Prostate now.
When you discover Brookside chocolate, you discover an exciting combination of tastes. Rich, dark chocolate, covering soft centers, flavored with exotic fruit juices, like pomegranate, goji with raspberry, and acai with blueberry. It's chocolate like you've never experienced it before. Discover Brookside.
Mastering irresistibly smooth. Taste the Lindor truffle. Created with passion by Lindt's master chocolatiers. Like nothing you have ever experienced. When you break its shell, Lindor's smooth center starts to melt. And so will you. Smooth, flowing, luscious, chocolate beyond compare. Discover the Lindor truffle from the Lindt master chocolatiers.
Here is a track from Out of Sight.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, and check out that new look from Pepsi.
I don't know why, but today I feel a little bit different. I feel like I woke up this morning and I can change the world. I can change the world. I guess it's true, yeah. Love me till my heart starts.
This is Winthrop. It's 1 square mile, about 18,000, maybe 20,000 people in it. Everybody kind of knows everybody. We're 10 minutes to downtown Boston. When I came home from the Olympics, this is when it kind of, again, made me realize that this thing was pretty big. I came off the ramp from the airport to go to Winthrop. This main street here, going to Winthrop, was lined with people. Waving flags, welcome home. And this is East Boston at the time. I wasn't even into Winthrop. And it was like, wow, these people watched. It was like kind of wild. I'm fortunate that my family lives pretty close to me. But this is my son's house right here. He lives there. And this is the house that I grew up in. My uncle lived on the first floor. We lived on the second floor. And the third floor is where my other aunt and uncle lives. My cousin lives here now. Uncle Tony's son, my cousin Tony, he lives here. But when I was a kid, this was a big field. And this was a football field, it was a baseball field. The backyard.
So it was your park.
This was our park. We were always playing something. always playing something. And this is where I live. I've been here, I think, about 25 years. This is a house, although I made a couple of additions to it, but I used to play in this house as a kid. The Kearnses used to live there. And I'd go in the backyard and play, and you know, that was kind of a place for me. That's the high school that I went to, and this is the tennis courts that when I was in school and younger, but Mr. Larson used to come here at night and freeze this whole facility. And when I was in high school, I'd walk from my house, which is, as you saw, not very far from here, and before school, I'd come here, put my skates on, and just go out and skate. A couple of guys, not a ton of us, and we would skate. And I remember kids coming to school, and I'd be out here with my buddies skating. And then you knew if, you know, 8 o'clock you had to go into school, so you'd put the guards on your skates, go in, take your skates off, go to homeroom, and then when you had a study hall or lunch, put your skates on, you go out here and skate. And then after school, sometimes the high school team, if the ice was that good, we could practice here. That's the baseball field that I played on. It hasn't changed at all. But it's funny, looking at it now, there are soccer nets. We never had soccer when I was in high school.
You probably would want to play it.
No, I wouldn't play soccer. This is the same football field that I played in. Same field. That's the same. Bleachers are the same. The bleachers over there are smaller now. And they just don't seem to have as many people. But you know, Thanksgiving Day, this place will be hopping. And I told you earlier about my charity, my foundation. We bought this sign a few years ago in memory of my mom. But my dad, obviously, is still around, so we put his name on there anyway. So Mr. Larson, I told you, the guy that started the tennis courts and did a lot of outside stuff along with a lot of other parents. So they named the rink after Mr. Larson, and then last year they decided that they'd like to have my name on the building. It was a great honor for me, and it was even more special that Mr. Larson and the Larson family, you know, allowed it to happen. He was supposed to, you know, such a special person in the town.
That sounds awesome. Let's go in and see it. So Mike, tell me a little bit about this place.
Well, it's a rink. I think it was built in '74 or '75. It really wasn't around when I was a kid, but it was a great place for kids after that. And it was always the Lawrence Larson rink. Mr. Larson, I told you about, was the guy who used to freeze the tennis courts for us, and very instrumental in hockey in this town, along with actually with Mr. Buckley and quite a few other parents that you know, kind of brought youth hockey and hockey into the town. And you'll see as you go through a lot of the tradition of the town. And they'll put this display.
Yeah, this looks
yeah, he put a display.
Kind of familiar.
Yeah, we got this out of my attic. All this stuff was in my attic. I'm not a big display guy at my house. A couple of things that we have put up, but what are you doing here?
Well, they told me to come in and Daddy tell some stories about you. I told them I don't have any.
What's happening? What are you doing?
Nice
Jack O'Callahan.
Jack, yeah. I'm doing good. Awesome. Yeah. I figured I'd come over and see what this Eruzione rink's all about.
You haven't been there yet?
First time. First time.
Jack, my good friend and probably closest friend in the 80 team. I think it's now this was a surprise because I didn't know Jack was coming. That was coming in.
See?
So that's pretty good.
You've
done well. You've done well.
Yeah. We went back a long way. Just when I went to BU, Mike was there, and he was a Boston kid again. And coming into a Canadian environment, you know, he was one of the guys that kind of broke that. There were a few other guys. Buddy Powers, another guy from Boston, Mike. And so I came in, and I'm a Boston guy, and it was kind of it was an odd environment, a lot of Canadians, but I kind of looked at Mike as a kid from Winthrop, that, you know, a local kid that was playing and doing well and big part of the team. So for me, it was a comfort factor once I met Mike. So we developed a pretty good relationship, and in the Olympic team, we stuck together because there were only 6 of us on that team, 6 Boston guys.
Right.
And were you guys pretty tight, the 6 Boston
guys?
Yes.
Yeah. But then after that, I think Jack and I have stayed close.
Yeah.
I guess if there's anybody I talk to the most, it would be Jack.
And we get along as families, you know, socially. Our wives get along. I mean,
his son played against my son. We were behind there watching him play against each other.
Yeah. So we've had a nice friendship over the last 35 years or so. It's 40 years probably.
40 years. Right. 40 years.
Coming up.
Why we have Paisans? Because Paisans is a place that my friends and family come to quite a bit. I don't come here that often.
When we're here in New York City taping our show, there's only one place to get all our supplies. Dwayne Reed of the Walgreens family. Come on, let's go. You know, every day I interact with people, and when I interview celebrities for the show, I need to feel comfortable that I have fresh breath. For me, Aquafresh Extreme Clean Pure Breath Action Toothpaste is the solution. When you brush with Aquafresh Extreme Clean, thousands of germ-killing microactive bubbles seek out hard-to-reach places and help fight the sources of bad breath. It also leaves your mouth with a feeling of clean, unlike any other toothpaste. Aquafresh Extreme Clean Pure Breath Action really gives me a sense of confidence when I do the interviews for this show, and you should try it too. All right, guys, before I leave Dwayne Reed, I'd love to grab some chocolate. For me, it's Brookside. Soft, fruit-flavored centers covered in smooth, dark chocolate, great for any time of day. Because the Brookside chocolate makers have artfully blended fruit flavors from around the world, my family loves this tasty experience. Some for me and some for them. Did you know that the master chocolatiers at Lindt have been making chocolate beyond compare for over 165 years? Well, if you're looking to indulge in delicious premium chocolate, try one of their most amazing creations, the Lindor Truffle. Its delicate shell and smooth melting center are irresistible. Whether you prefer the classic milk chocolate truffle or looking to try something new like Lindor Caramel, I know I'm going to pick up Lindor milk chocolate truffles for my daughter Marty because it's her favorite. Hey guys, you know what product I've loved as long as I can remember? Pepsi, because its consistent, smooth taste has always been delicious and thirst-quenching. And check out these new bottles. Not only do they look awesome, the bottom of the new bottle design is etched and grippable, so you can take it on the go. You know, in all my travels, there's one thing I know for sure. Sickness can really put a damper on your routine. During the day, I have to work, and at night, I have to sleep. But a cold likes to make me miserable around the clock. That's why I always make sure to have some Mucinex Fast Max Severe Cold as well as their nighttime cold and flu. When I have a cold, the severe cold relieves my daytime symptoms, while the nighttime cold and flu relieves my nighttime symptoms to help me get to sleep. It's good to know that Mucinex has products that work during the day and at night. You know, my daughter Marty asked me to pick up some essential items for her hair while I'm shopping here at Dwayne Reed. The Goody Ouchless Elastic. She wears her hair in a ponytail every day and insists on having the #1 selling brand in America. Marty loves the colors and often wears Goody's double wear elastics as bracelets when they're not in her hair. She really likes the feel of the nylon versus the polyester, which is in many other brands. I have to say I really like the colors myself. Did you know that by the age of 50, half of all men are dealing with issues like more frequent trips to the bathroom? For almost 20 years, Super Beta Prostate has been a trusted and safe way to support your prostate. Because it has a natural ingredient clinically shown to reduce those extra bathroom trips, Super Beta has already helped hundreds of thousands of men, and it can help you too. You know, one of the most important things I look for here at Dwayne Reed is a solution for my skin. I travel all the time with the show, and my skin gets really dry. The key is to replenish your body's supply of collagen. Collagen makes up 80% of your skin, and for me the solution is liquid collagen skin revitalization. These liquid tubes are very easy to use. It supplies a big dose of types 1 and 3 collagen, which are great anti-aging boosts. Supporting healthy skin hydration is essential when you travel and get dehydrated like me.
Till my heart starts.
I come out. He's got a bag of balls. I think he picks up their ball. I think he picks up their ball. We look good together, the two of us Why we have Paisans? Because Paisans is a place that my friends and family come to quite a bit. I don't come here that often.
Like 6 days a week? Or?
No, at sometimes close to that. But I come here because I think it's a great place for me and my friends to come. It's close, it's our family. It's an atmosphere that we can drive home and not have to worry about dealing with any issues.
Yeah, our family's very close, very supportive. You know, we're a giant family, but you wouldn't know it by how close we are. You know, it's just a great big support factor. You know, we go out to dinner all the time. We have dinner with each other. You know, it's a whole, really tight-knit family, which is awesome.
When you say that there's a family gathering that's coming, whether it be a holiday, or whether it be somebody's birthday, or just kind of a random barbecue, or a Sunday afternoon, you expect everybody to be there, and everyone's usually around. So it's not shocking that he would say, let's bring everybody together, let's go to Paisan, 6:30, whatever, and everybody would just come, because that's how our family operates.
I could always tell he was going to be a success because he was very good at what he did, always. He was always a leader, and people really respected him even when he was young. Very, very athletic. In anything he did, he was always good.
We were about 5 or 6 years apart in age, and you know, when I was growing up, I always idolized him, you know. And when I was playing hockey, it was really enjoyable to be able to play with that name in your back, and it was a lot of honor.
The one thing about Mike is that he's genuine. He was always here for his family, and he's always to take the time to anyone that comes up to talk to him, he'll talk to us, just as I'm talking to you.
He will do anything for anybody. He was always like that. If you needed anything, you just call him, and he was there for you. And he was just very, very supportive of everybody in the family, and he still is.
What does family mean to you and Mike?
I think everything. It keeps you grounded, it keeps you focused. I mean, it means everything. I mean, you see how other people live, celebrities or whatever else, but it's really kept Michael grounded, and it's just really important to him. You know, everything else is just out there, and you know, it's really important to him, and to me too.
My wife's a sweetheart. She's had to deal with me, and that's not easy. And I think she's, you know, been a backbone for me. I think she's done. You look at my children and look at what they've become. It's pretty special. I am blessed and fortunate to have somebody like that in my life that I've known for so long and can call not only my wife but my friend. And I've been lucky to have 3 great kids. You know, challenging maybe at times. The big thing that inspires me or excites me about my kids is I believe they have the same values that my dad, again, taught me about respecting people, being a good person, being a good son, being a good brother, being a good teammate, being a good neighbor. But I know my 3 kids have those same values, and that's what's fun to see them, you know, as they've grown, and I've seen my grandson and stuff. So it's kind of cool, kind of nice.
All right, Mike, you've had your friends, your family, a tour of Boston your way. Was this your bucket list?
I told you, if I want a bucket list, this is my bucket list. And I look forward to seeing you all next week on
Celebrity Bucket List.
And I always tell the story. I got a call quite a few years ago from Alexei Kasatonov, the defenseman for the Soviets. The only time I ever talked to any Soviet players. And he called me, and I'm wondering, what does he want with me? So he talked on the phone. I call him back, and he says, Mike, we have many Soviet players still living in the United States. We play 5 exhibition games, 80 team versus Soviet team. We all make money. And I'm like, Alexei, I don't play hockey anymore, but let me see what the guys want to do. So first person I call is Jack. So I called Jack up and I explained the whole thing to him, and there's a pause, and he goes, here's what you do. He says, you call him back and tell him, screw him. We beat him once, we're not playing him again. so I called Kasatonov back and I said, Alexei, you know, we don't play hockey anymore, but we're avid golfers. I said, if you want to do a 5-city golf tour, make some money for charity, we'll all make some money too. There's a pause, and I hear, we don't play golf. Last conversation I had.